It's so cultured. You know how cultured my stone is? It's cultured.
I hate.
You have
like,
the most cultured stone.
I hate stone that just stays local and knows nothing about.
Oh, I know.
other-
It doesn't know. It doesn't know anything about the world. You know, you want cultured stone.
At first they just say it's a video game. Are you free for this video game? And then they say it's going to be a big one, it's going to last a while, it's going to be quite a few days. I had no idea it was going to be what it became.
Hi, welcome to...
we don't have
this
to-
is
No, it's just an update.
Yeah.
I figured it would be cool to talk about the shooting that cinematic intro. For anyone who's interested in the behind the scenes process or who wants to know more about what that was like. I know there's a few people who are like camera guys and aspiring cinematographers, so they might find it interesting. But
Have anybody said anything specifically about the opening yet? Because there's the big on the nose thing is the fact that we gender swapped, right?
yeah, well, that was the big thing. But I teased a photo of you doing Real Hazuki
Yeah.
like a while ago, and then
About 1 year ago.
yeah, but then again recently, and some people were
Right.
like, I think they clued in. They're like, oh, Real Hazuki, like that's cool. And then I don't know how many people were gonna kind of knew that it was from a scene like this. I mean, like it's probably pretty obvious in retrospect.
I thought it was obvious.
Yeah. Isaac, the cinematographer, the man with the plan.
2005.
Isaac, are you stressed out yet?
Only about how I want it to look and how to get it to do what I want it to do. That's the only part that I get stressed out about.
What I like about it is the whole like pulling the rug from underneath you, because like it starts off fairly ambiguous. Even the Band-Aid on your face was still kind of like you couldn't really see it too well, but it's like if you looked for it.
Yeah.
And then like the little subtle things we put in, like the move scrolls, and then obviously once people saw the Hazuki crest, that was like okay, that's a dead giveaway. But I think it'd be fun because we shot this like well over a year ago.
Was it a year ago?
It's just about. I feel like it was August.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to kickstart this a long time ago, but we ran
Yeah.
into some issues, and we had
I
to
don't
push
know.
that
It was
back.
like, yeah, it was a day a year ago.
But so I wrote this scene because I was kind of modeling it after that scene in Shenmue 1 where the protagonist, Ryo Hazuki, his journey kind of leads him to this antique shop where a wise old man presents him with this thing called the Hazuki family crest, and it was something that his father had left him before he died, obviously, and he was supposed to receive this on his 18th birthday, I think, and then that kind of like sets in motion.
So he buys it at a
story
pawn
of
shop instead.
He doesn't buy, no, it gives. It's handed it to him. So I took, okay, that's a pretty iconic scene in the game. So I'm like, let's make that the intro for this, and we'll change a few things.
And would fans know? They would recognize our version, this version that you did.
And that's the thing. Based on all the comments, I haven't seen anybody say like, oh, that's a recreation or like an homage to that scene. But
Or they're not saying it because it's just obvious?
It could be. It could be both. I don't know.
Or do we just do a horrible job and we didn't?
I mean,
Oh, we're horrible.
as somebody who hates
Self-doubt.
95% of the things he does, I thought that was pretty cool. But that's because I had you guys helping me.
Aww.
So
Aw.
this guy, for those who don't know, this is Isaac Elliott Fisher. Isaac, I'll let you do your intro.
My intro?
Yeah, your intro.
Well, I'm 1/3 of Definitive Film, who are helping this young man make this definitive history of Shenmue. It's called, what do we call it? Video Games Journey. Wow, I should probably know this.
It's called A Gamer's Journey.
A Gamer's
The
Journey.
definitive history of Shenmue. I know it's a mouthful.
We do that sometimes with our definitive film docs.
Yeah, but Isaac is the like the cinematographer, camera guy extraordinaire, so he was responsible for making it look so goddamn nice. Yeah.
Oh, should we say that?
Yeah, we could say it.
Oh, can we cut
I think
that out?
I think Shenmue is like rated T, so
Oh, okay.
T for teen.
And so is this interview.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
also T for T.
And then Shaughnessy, jack of all trades.
Yeah, I don't really have a real job title.
Oh no, you're like production manager.
Production manager is my title, obviously. But I just do all the things. If the things come up,
Including
I will
acting.
do acting opportunity, I'll say, okay, I'm
Organizing
ready to try
things, working, carrying gear,
Yep.
helping
Also,
set up stuff,
this. Once I
tearing
dumped
down stuff.
footage one time, so add that to
Yeah,
the
you
list.
DIT'd once. Holy
Add that
cow!
to
High
the
five.
list. Thanks.
You're like jack of all trades.
That's right.
Sure, that could be my official title. If you put in subheadings, put that
Production
across.
coordinator.
Cool.
So based, you guys did something similar for the He-Man Kickstarter, where it had like this really cool cinematic intro, and then you
Yeah,
let
the
in-
definitive film series of films has tonal pieces. We tend to like to have tonal pieces
Turtles,
that are like, yeah, all of them, even Conan, which will come out later, will also have these tonal pieces that either are nostalgic hits or hits that tie into the brand or both. That we tend to try to shoot in studio or cinematic or something. To make it make it richer and more interesting. So
then-
in the Kickstarters, or the two Kickstarters that we've done now, that was
Yeah.
the key.
which is really, really cool, and I think the fans like really, really dig seeing stuff like that. So my job going into this was to, I guess, write a scene that fits into that whole thing and also pays fan service to the Shenmue series. And then I worked with you to create a shot list. And then the biggest hurdle, though, was location. And because it was set in an antique store in Japan, we're right now in a little town called Goderich, Ontario. It's got a
Pull it
population.
up on Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canada's prettiest town. It's
Pretty
got
sunset.
population of 8,000 people.
Yeah, it couldn't be more opposite to Japan.
Yes, and like we are.
I don't know. I feel very Japan here.
We're 3 hours northwest
coastal.
of Toronto.
Yeah.
So we're out there.
What he's trying to say
Yes.
is cultural diversity in rural Ontario is not, a big thing. We are cultural people.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
But yes, so finding a stand-in for a pawn shop or a little shop in Asia is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
You found one, or
there
you
so
found one?
happened to be
Yes.
like you kept saying we're going to just go shoot in an antique store.
Well, it's either an antique store, and then your family has kind of like an antique store that I'm like,
Yes.
maybe we could dress it up with a bunch of like Japanese decor and kind of.
Basically, you were
make it
looking
look
for
like a period
Chinese teapots.
Yeah, I mean, I was really willing to work with what was available. But one day I was scouting one location, didn't really work out. I was driving back home the way I never usually go because
And
I was
stopped
out,
in at a random antique shop.
passing through Brucefield, which is where you
Right.
live.
I
and
hadn't built a house there yet.
That's
I
right.
didn't live there yet.
Yeah.
And if you thought Goderich was small, you
Oh.
had not yet seen Bruce.
I don't even think there is a
Well,
population.
Brucefield's a hamlet.
yeah,
right?
it's a hamlet.
Not,
So
yeah.
you're talking like, I don't know, less than 100 people?
Yeah.
I would say so.
And
yeah.
in the middle of this hamlet, literally is an antique shop with a sign that says Asian Antiques.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
was
how?
there a beam of light shining on?
I think there might
The
have
clouds
been.
parted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely like telling me a side quest will be given to me if I go here.
Like a Sega Dreamcast bit, a graphics character stood there in shot,
It's exactly
pointed at this place and said, we're going in here.
so serendipitous.
You're like, oh, yeah, that guy.
But you did check it out then. Did you stop? Did you
I walked in, fell in love with it right away.
Mm-hmm.
I asked the owners, hey, I'm shooting a little thing for like an independent movie that we're making. I didn't want to word it, say like Kickstarter.
Oh, if you
getting all
tried
the
to
details.
explain what
Yeah.
we were
You
doing
go
to
too
the
deep,
average
yeah.
person.
But
that
I
would be-
dropped your name.
Okay.
And no, I dropped Randall Lobb's name, and they're like, I know Randall, so if you're a friend of Randall's, you're
A friend
good in
of
our book."
ours.
Yeah. And they said, pick a day, come here, do whatever you need.
Oh,
and
amazing.
yeah, it worked out perfectly. And then so that's how we found the location, and then shooting it was fun. Because
I mean,
we-
it was
It was a great day,
it was a
yeah.
nice little easy shoot. Unlike some of the other ones we've done, it required a lot of building,
Yeah.
and we really only had
Yes.
to move some antiques. Did we break anything?
Ruben did. Your brother broke one thing.
My brother broke an antique.
It was only $20.
And he paid for it.
He did pay for it on his
Good
pocket.
lad.
And we had to make a little bit of antique stuff. Well, there was a little bit of prop making.
Yes. You made a few things. A few
Well,
props.
oh, that's right. And
Or
we'll
painting.
keep cutting to the, because I was shooting behind the scenes that
Okay,
day,
yeah.
because I thought that would be fun. But like obviously we had the sword handguard that you had, that reveal, and that was made by somebody who sent that in to me. Very generous of him.
It was modeled after your tattoo, wasn't it?
Yeah, so my tie, which I still need to get finished and filled in, but that's a story for another day. And then I had designed the move scrolls, which are pretty an iconic thing in Shenmue that teach you. You buy them in the game. They teach you fighting techniques that you can
And
use.
they look like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, slightly. They're a little longer.
I'm
but
revealing that I have not played the game.
that's right. Yeah. I'm the only Shenmue fan here. They're just kind of piggybacking off my fandom.
That's what we do.
So you did some calligraphy for them, which is really cool.
Because I'm an expert.
You have a calligraphy set.
I'm an expert Japanese calligrapher.
Okay, so we're here with Isaac, who has brought his calligraphy set.
It's literally like so low res that I'm gonna have to bake and smudge
I
a
know.
lot of this.
Yep. Unfortunately, I could not find high quality screenshots. And then I gave you a description of Ryo Hazuki's character, and then you had come with like
Just
things
the wardrobe options.
yeah, like different colored jackets, different shades of like denim and stuff. This is our Ryo Hazuki actor for today. We got the white t-shirt, denim jacket, or sorry, brown jacket, denim shorts, and then we have the prop. Hold that prop up. There we go. Pretty cool. Oh, hold on. Close up on the Band-Aid.
Let's bring him in and block.
Bam.
Working it.
I even think I said like make your hair like kind of like you just went on like this long journey, so you're kind of like
A little haggard.
disheveled. I don't
Just
know.
disheveled is a
Didn't
good
roll
word
out of
for
bed
it.
this morning, just
Yeah.
Which is, good for easy enough. Nice hair, a little more challenging. Disheveled hair, a little easier.
We didn't. Basically, what we're saying is we didn't have a hair and makeup team.
That's
Right.
A team of one,
team of one.
right here.
Jack of all trades.
Absolutely. No, that was an easy hurdle. So for you guys, do you think that was, as far as sets go, simpler than others? Yes.
Oh yeah, 100% simple.
I've been on a few sets with you, and I mean, you always go.
Complicated.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I haven't done anything like creative that involves building sets since college, right? So the only time I ever got to see like cool things happen.
For the
was-
record, you did want to sit on a couch this morning, and I did make it more complicated.
you did. That's part of why we love
But
Isaac.
all our viewers will appreciate.
They'll appreciate
the
this
setup.
sitting at this
and
table.
I think our posture is really gonna.
No, my posture's horrible.
Posture's great. Much better for
That's
it.
because you're a dancer.
No, it's like this the whole time.
Yeah, but seriously, I've just been like, I've been up all night, guys.
Yeah, that's fun.
With the baby.
It's true.
My question for you, can I ask a question? Is that allowed?
Of course,
Am I
ask
just
the
here?
questions.
As a fan, do you find it more challenging or less challenging to come at this project and make it like a well-rounded documentary?
Ooh.
Because Rand is always quite explicit about not being
A fan.
He is a filmmaker, right? Business person, that kind of thing, and that's his angle. So for you in this project, you are not the Rand.
I'm trying to walk the middle of the path because you guys haven't met Mark Hussey yet. He's kind of the opposite of Rand, where it's like
And
whenever
he's actually just Gandhi.
whenever something happens, anything at all,
It's always the middle road.
and I want to say I'm kidding about this, but it happens a lot. Mark is always the most optimistic person. Rand is always like, all right, let's look
Realistic.
at it. Realistic, yeah. And then with you being the third wheel of that, you're always kind of walking the middle. And then now that I'm coming on
just
board for this
insane.
specific project, I think I'm kind of the same way, where it's
Well, I think that it ties back to what we've done with all of these docs, and we really discovered it with the He-Man one, but we'd always been doing it without looking at it. Between the three of us, because Turtles and Conan and the other docs that we do, it's just Mark, Rand, and I. So I'm the one who becomes the heart. Well, even if I wasn't a fan of something to begin with, I become the deep, hardcore fan that knows, okay, all the stupid facts I need to know about this. And then Rand does exactly as you say, this non-expert, but expert on everything, and outside objective view. And then the two of us, because we're side by side doing every interview, he goes around the circle on the outside, and I start in the middle somewhere, and I add these elements into the interview because Rand's not going to get upset if the camera guy taps him on the shoulder and says, "Don't forget to ask about this."
Yeah.
Right? But when we did He-Man, we brought in another person who took on that role that I was doing traditionally in the group. So like you, he was the fan, the hardcore fan coming into the He-Man one, and you're the hardcore fan coming to this one, and you're feeding into a system that already needs a fan.
And I feel like that, like, you can't do it any other way. If you're doing a deep dive on whatever franchise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fans have a tendency to go fan, right? And then you go too deep, and then it's not too deep is the wrong word. It's you go too specific.
It's very one-dimensional almost in the end.
Yeah, and then we've seen that with lots of other fan docs before, and this people actually believe that, I'm a fan, so thus this is going to make this really great for fans.
Not necessarily
Sure.
true.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it like interesting for 5 fans,
Yeah.
but not for a general audience, right? So,
Which is, I'm sure, most of your viewership will end up being a general audience if things.
you hope so. You want to make it appealing
Yes.
to everybody, like
and
a
accessible to the
human
general
story.
audience, but also cater to those people who are
Yes.
going to be diehard fans.
And that's what's
right?
nice about Shenmue is it spans 15 plus years. There's a lot of controversy that goes on in the creation of the game.
But this also is one of those unique things, and this is, I've always found this interesting with the Shenmue project specifically, because this has been in the background for a while while we've been doing other docs, and it's like
I've been waiting very patiently, Adam.
yeah, he's a very patient person, and the fans are very patient. But like, Turtles or He-Man have massive amounts of media and fans, and it's like Mickey Mouse, right? It's a evergreen. Everybody knows the name. Everybody knows what Turtles are. Not a lot of people know what Shenmue.
Well, not a lot of people knew what Shenmue was with that whole E3 thing, Shenmue 3.
So it's brought the name out of it. But what I find amazing is that if you took Turtles and put it on Kickstarter, you're going to get 1,000 fans that are going to come and help out. If you put Shenmue on Kickstarter, you get 80,000 fans.
I'd love to get it.
Well, I mean, the game did, right?
Yeah,
like,
it did, actually.
Right? So
70,
that's
high 70s.
right.
Yeah.
So you go. That's that whole, like, it's like you're in high school and you find that underground band and you're the only one who knows about that underground band. And it's like, this is my band, and you're like precious about this thing, and you care way more about something that's a little bit more underground than, say, He-Man.
Yeah, it's exactly like, for the longest time, Shenmue was always like the little game that could. Like, it was, part 1 and part 2. It really was that 15-year wait, Shenmue 3, that like really got the fan community just so passionate behind it. So like when that did drop, it's like, all right, put up or shut up. Like, we've all said we would give X amount of money to make this game happen.
Yeah.
I mean, right away, I think I threw like.
Don't even say.
I'll just say, with the Canadian exchange rate, because it was an American. Yeah, it was quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
you're putting
Sarah,
your money where your mouth is.
My fiance eventually forgave me for that. It only stung for a few days, but then it was fine.
Yeah. And so for this, obviously, you feature some of the reactions when at E3, which I don't even, forgive me, I don't know a lot about this realm, but you feature some of the reactions to the release of the 3rd installment, right?
Yeah.
Was that important for you to highlight?
For me it was, yeah. It totally was. I think it shows to the non-fan why it was important.
Yes.
Because it could very well just be like, a game came out, people are happy, but it's like, no, like, people are like
elated.
Elated. Yeah, it means so much.
They cried and stuff.
Oh yeah, I shed a tear. I weeped. Yeah, I remember where I was. I don't know. I'll tell the story another time. But it was emotional.
Anyway,
yeah,
it was pretty cool.
So it was fun. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed some of that behind the scenes making of that little intro that we did. I know just working with you is always a pleasure. It's fun.
Thank you.
Kind of go all out with your sets, and it's a lot of all hands on deck, which is very, very fun to be a part of. And Shaughnessy, I hope I gave you enough direction with this scene. I think I probably just held up a picture of like a video game character. I'm like, be him, be this guy.
Be this guy and discover things.
Yes.
No, it was a great day.
I'm pretty sure there's probably a clip of like me directing, but it was a lot of just like, okay, it's like very mysterious.
Oh, mysterious.
And like, Yeah, I think I said mysterious like 9,000 times.
Okay, yeah. Be mysterious.
Yeah.
Hopefully that comes across.
I think it
Oh,
came
your
across.
mysteriousness was very mysterious.
Oh, I think
But I think people enjoyed it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know in the comments or message us on Facebook if you have any questions about that or anything else, and I'll be happy to get back to you guys.
Only nice things, because we're fragile.
Yes, very fragile. But that's it for now.